The fans yesterday, there were a lot of backlash from the fans, all asking for Ole Gunnar's head in this situation. For me, I don't agree with that, because I don't think it really was the manager's fault, because I think substitution-wise, he actually did his stuff. He actually tried to change the game. Okay. Salam satu Malaysia, welcome to JomUnited. Okay, today there's no jokes, there's no formalities, there's no nothing. I am pissed off. Everyone here is pissed off. Okay, I'm going to start off by saying just one thing. For the next transfer window, don't waste your bloody money buying Harry Kane, buying Sancho, buying Haaland. They are going to do shit for us. With the team that we have now, they are going to do shit for us. Okay, sorry guys, we start off with a very negative mood. But Colin, you want to add on?
Yeah. I think basically the game yesterday was a disaster for Manchester United. I believe that these guys only played just to play the game. 4-2 losing, even if it was 6-2, 8-2, they would have walked away with the same smile on the face yesterday. We secured our spot in the Champions League, and right after that, I see that the performance of the team is a disaster, is a disgrace. And my point is, Bruno walking out as captain yesterday, he was not captain material. For me, he was more like a crybaby on the pitch. But there was no leadership. Once again, there was no leadership. Maguire isn't a leader for me, and Bruno isn't a leader for me. In Manchester United, we need a leader. That's number one. And yeah, Bruno's performance was just a disgrace for me yesterday. I think that's about it. Dom, I'm really pissed.
He actually scored. He scored he started the momentum and whatnot for us.
Yeah, what's the point of scoring when you go down crying as a baby every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes? You disrupt the play.
Ronaldo does stuff like that as well. So last time they used to say, if you want to spot Ronaldo, you look at the fellow with the dirtiest jersey on the field. That's Ronaldo.
Okay, but when Ronaldo did that, we had a leader on the pitch in Roy Keane, and Roy Keane used to give him the X. And basically, if you ask me personally, Ronaldo improved attitude-wise, his training-wise. He improved as a person and as a player while doing that. But if Bruno is going to walk out with the same mentality as a captain of Manchester United yesterday, a leader who was supposed to be a leader, this is a total disgrace. This is a total disgrace.
But usually these kind of games, right, when you're talking about this kind of big rival kind of games, right, each player should turn up. They don't need anyone to lead them. They themselves should stand up and perform. Don't you think so?
Yeah, basically Bruno is the leader, so he gets the worst lot among it for me. Okay, and the entire team yesterday was off. If you ask me, even Cavani was off, Shaw was off. These are basically one of our key players in the team, week in, week out. But the team was just off yesterday. Nobody played to their potential. If you ask me, no one played to their potential. They played the game for 90 minutes. They were there, finished the game, go home. That's about it. That's the objective of the game yesterday, because we already qualified for Champions League. We secured our second spot. We are going to get the Champions League prize for qualifications. All right. And where else? Liverpool had something to do. Liverpool wanted to win it. They won Champions League football, even though if it's going to be playoff or so on. And yeah, they worked their way up, and that was basically a seriously bad performance by Manchester United. There was no reason to play the game for them. In fact, if they could probably walk over the game, they would have probably did that.
Okay, Danny, do you think that if Maguire was in the game yesterday, right, would he would have made a difference to the game yesterday?
Definitely. I'll tell you what Maguire brings to the team. The whole season, everybody has been screwing him, telling he's the worst player, he's this, he's that. See, the one game he doesn't play, it becomes obvious how much of mistakes the people around him make. But when Maguire plays, everybody's mistakes become his mistakes. Yeah, he's not the strongest leader. He's not, but the focus always goes on Maguire no matter what happens. Pogba can play bad, RB can play bad. End of the day, Maguire is an 80 million failure. He took it. He plays every game from last season until this season. All the shit he's been getting, he took it. He appears, maybe doesn't perform 100%, but he's the best at what we have. I think it's time we start appreciating what we have. He probably needs a better partner.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, the way I saw it is not as bad as, not as serious as the way Colin looks at it. I think for us, what happened was we started well. And in between, there are big key moments in the game, right? And the key moments is where we lost out. So near halftime, we shouldn't have considered that silly goal, right? Just after halftime, we shouldn't have considered another silly goal. I think even there was one point in the second half where it was 3-2 and we were fighting back. It looked like there's a chance that we might actually equalize. And when Greenwood shot was cleared off the line and things like that. But big moments, we lost out, and shambolic defending yesterday. I think the two centre backs should never be paired again together, if you ask me. Lindelof and Cotton Ball and Brain Freeze should never be paired together ever again.
But
No, I understand, but this only highlights why Maguire is important to the team. No matter what happens, you can say he got 100% consistency. Even if you say he don't perform, he's always there. He takes the blame. The defense couldn't function without him. You could say maybe we qualified. Everybody is 40% at the back of their head saving themselves for the Europa final. Liverpool, I will chalk up yesterday's game to a bad day at the office. Lot of games, Bruno is not rested, Pogba is not rested. And this is one of the things I wanted to highlight, that no matter how many players we bring in, how deep our squad depth is, if Ole does not rotate during the course of the season, you cannot play the fringe players at the end of the season and expect them to perform like one of the first team plus.
Yeah,
But we did
and I
not
think
play
Kenny, we
fringe
had a
yesterday.
side discussion on this as well, right? A lot of the last few seasons, we've been fading off towards the end.
All 3
Fading off
seasons.
towards the last few games. Last season was same. The previous season was also exactly the same. And maybe it's because of this inability to rotate a lot of players during the season. But then again, if you look at the bench strength, and when given an opportunity, a lot of them were also not performing for me.
okay, let's talk about, okay, the defensive is one thing. Let's talk about our midfield, our CDM position. This one, I think it was Fred and McTominay, like seriously, I think they are one of the big causes of the game yesterday to go the way it went. So Jai, apa pendapat you tentang performance McTominay dengan Fred?
Okay, kita tak akan juara English Premier League ataupun Champions League jika ada McTominay dengan Fred. Dua-dua player tu tak akan boleh menjadi juara. Kita sebagai satu pasukan Manchester United tidak akan menjadi juara. Sebab apa yang aku nampak, Fred buat mistake yang sama. Gol yang ketiga kalau silap aku, Fred punya mistake. So aku dah bosan dengan Fred dengan McTominay punya pair. Pair diorang takkan ke mana? Takkan ke English Premier League, takkan ke Champions League. Maybe kita takkan ke mana-mana. Kita hanya duduk di bawah. Sebab key pasukan adalah tengah, midfield. Sebab kalau kena attack, midfield akan jumpa selepas kena attack. And baru defend. So, kita perlukan satu pemain ataupun dua pemain ataupun tiga pemain yang bukan Fred, yang bukan McTominay. Kita kena tukar diorang. Sebab aku dah bosan, aku dah tak nak tengok lagi. Sebab setiap kali kesilapan adalah datang daripada pemain-pemain ni tadi. And ada lagi satu yang nak sentuh pasal Rashford. Rashford daripada sebelum ni pun memang game dia tenggelam. Pace game dia sama je. Tak ada perubahan, tak ada kemajuan. Masih macam itu saja. So, once memang dia ada score. Tapi as attacking macam sebelum ni Cavani perform kan. So, Rashford kena buat macam tu. Kalau tidak, kita pun kena ada seorang lagi wingback yang betul-betul wingback. Winger yang betul-betul winger. Yang perlu ada. So, kesimpulan dia, Fred dengan McTominay, kita kena ubah, kita kena tukar, kita kena cari pemain yang world class lain untuk, kalau tidak, kita tak ke mana.
Dalam squad kita sekarang, kalau cerita pasal CDM, pendapat saya kalau Matic dia lagi muda, dia lagi laju, I rasa dia boleh handle dia punya position yang Fred dan McTominay nak cuba buat.
Okay, Matic previous dia champion ialah masa dengan Chelsea. Betul? So, kita kena cari orang seperti Matic tadi. Sebab kita tak boleh harapkan dua player ni lah. I dah sick lah. I dah bosan lah tengok mistake yang sama.
Satu lagi nak tambah ialah yang kamu cakap pasal Rashford tadi. Rashford I nampak dia ada perubahan, dia memang ada improvement, memang compare sebelum ni. Tetapi kan masalah dia, saya rasa kalau game tu tension sangat, dia pressure sangat, dia akan balik kepada cara lama dia tau.
But that's not a world-class player. That's not a world-class player in the making.
That is true. That is true.
Itu yang I nak cakap.
That's
Itu
not a
yang nak
world-class
cakap.
player in the making. So what is the hype about Rashford? I think there's more hype to be given to Mason Green.
Yes, betul. Lebih baik Mason Greenwood yang main. Ataupun mungkin kita kena cari player lain.
I have a point to add on this actually. For me, I think Ole has a very big decision to make going into the finals, right? Especially okay, let's leave the defense alone lah. If Maguire doesn't come back, I don't know who's going to play there lah, right? But I think he has to decide if he's going to go with his double pivot and 2 defensive midfielders. Because if he does, Pogba is not going to fit inside that. Pogba cannot play as 1 or 2 defensive or even slightly attacking in the center because he tends to lose the ball. He tends to lose his man. So now he's been playing on the left. He seems to be doing much better. The problem with playing Pogba on the left is you have to switch Rashford to the right, and Rashford is not as effective playing on the right as he is on the left. He's much better. You see, even yesterday when he switched back to the left, he became a little bit more dangerous, right? And the problem with then switching Rashford to the right is then you have to leave out Mason Greenwood, because I think you cannot leave out Cavani at the moment. You cannot leave out Bruno Fernandes at the moment. So Greenwood is actually left out, and he is now the player in form. So now it becomes a very interesting selection issue for Ole for the finals. I think it's a big decision to make. Who is going to play where?
Another thing for decision for the upcoming finals, goalkeeper position. Okay, I think personally yesterday I think Hendo didn't had a very good game and then I've seen interviews before that he was actually looking forward to defeating Liverpool in front of 75,000 fans and whatnot. But his performance yesterday, I think he was jittery. He seems like not his usual
Shaky.
self. Shaky lah. So what do you think about that, Doc?
He actually made some good saves initially early on, right? But for me, what his performance yesterday demonstrated to me why I still feel De Gea is number 1 at United. Okay, for the third goal, he should have saved it, or at least pushed it out into an area that is not central, where there's always a guy waiting there already. And for the last goal, I know it's a breakaway, it's a 1-on-1, but a good goalkeeper needs to dominate a 1-on-1 situation. Okay, you look at your Schmeichels, you look at your Peter Cech, you look at even De Gea when he was at his peak, right? They stay big, they make the goal as small as possible, they cover as much of the angle as possible, and actually they force the striker to put the ball in one area where they are already ready to save, right? But yesterday, Henderson was barely off his line. And I think all of us will agree, when the camera panned at that angle, you could see the whole right-hand side open, and that is where Salah is going to go. Salah is going to open up his body and is going to put it in that corner. And he didn't dominate the situation. And for me, that is why I still feel that yes, he's a good goalkeeper, but he is still not the solution to be the long-term number 1 for me.
Okay, so another thing is the fans yesterday. There were a lot of backlash from the fans, all asking for Ole Gunnar's head in this situation. For me, I don't agree with that because I don't think it really was the manager's fault because I think substitution-wise, he actually did his stuff. He actually tried to change the game. Okay, so Josh, are you Ole in or Ole out of based on yesterday's game?
To start with, very, very disappointing performance overall. And I think we deserve this defeat, ultimately. We deserve this defeat. We deserve the defeat against Liverpool. We deserve the defeat against Leicester. This only shows how much quality and depth our Manchester United have at this current stage. We definitely deserve this. And this is a big, big wake-up call for all of us. All right? Yes, Ole can have this small changes of substitution. Yes, there could be some minor mistakes, but as going back to Smurf's leadership topic just now, Bruno Fernandes should have at least stand firm on the pitch. He is the only one that can make things happen. He is the only one can make things changes. Even though there's demotivated players with the managers, you should be a leader on the pitch. And why I say that this defeat is so important to us and it's a wake-up call for us is when we want to compete next season in the Champions League, in the Premiership, in all the cups that we want to do, We need squad depth. We need players to know the importance of rivalry. Manchester United and Liverpool yesterday, yes, there was no other points to play for but the rivalry as a fan base. We fight this battle for past 20, 30 years as far as we know. But this was so important for the fans. May not be for the players, but it's for the fans. They did not know the importance of that game. Perhaps behind their mind, they just didn't want to get injured. That's why a lot of battles wasn't won. Maybe the thing about McTominay and Fred, because yes, they had a bad game, but maybe there was a side talk to say, you know what, try not to get injured, because those two are our only players at the DM, and we know we will not run away from our double pivot. And this too is quite important at this point of time. We don't want to lose any more players after what happened to Maguire, and he also has been doubtful. To my stand, I still feel Ole is in because he has made changes from the day he started until now. We are at second spot. We're going to Champions League. We went to the final. I hope that we win that title as his first title to kickstart his domination in the Premiership. But nevertheless, yesterday's defeat was something that I really think that we needed it, not only for the fan, but for the club to move forward. Because my only thing I can take 2 points is the Leicester City defeat was our squad depth is not as good as Man City, as you can see very clearly. And the Liverpool defeat is our first 11 is not as good comparatively with all the Premiership team, let alone the bigger European team. So this was a big thing for us to lose. And yes, I still feel Ole should be in, continue what he did. We should support all out for Ole. And yes, he will succeed at the end. There is light at the end of the tunnel for Ole, and let's not try to just throw him under the bus to say that he should be out and all those things. We need to support him. He needs to be supported, and as fans, we will do that.
Very, very good. Good stuff. I totally agree with you on that. Okay. So for the coming Europa finals, okay, Colin, so what do you reckon that we should do? How should we improve in our, maybe is there any changes in the formation, or maybe certain personnel you will take out or whatnot? What changes will you do?
I think I will definitely go ahead with changing the formation. Our two DMs are not working. They are not working. I think I would instead of Fred have made too many mistakes that cost the team, and losing by 4 goals. I mean, don't look at the scoreline 4-2 yesterday. I mean, but we conceded 4 goals, and Fred was one of the major person who basically contributed to one of it, making a stupid pass over and over and over again. Every single game he does almost a similar thing. So for me, the formation needs to be changed. Put Fred on the bench. I'm not going to start him definitely. I would rather start McTominay as a DM or back up. I mean, and then probably Van de Beek somewhere there. Even though Van de Beek is not match fit, but I think not match fit Van de Beek will perform better than Fred. I believe so, because Fred is just hopeless. I think he's probably adopted Brazilian because he doesn't even play like a Brazilian. Really useless. This guy is useless. So yes, change of formation, definite. In terms of players, I think I'll bring in Mason Greenwood. I would start Mason Greenwood. Pogba on the left, Mason on the right, Cavani up front, Bruno as the number 10 row. Behind him, I will probably start Van de Beek and McTominay. Give a little bit motivation to Van de Beek. Give him the confidence to play. Give him the freedom to roam a little bit here and there. If the ball is in the opponent's attack, opponent's side, give him the freedom, and I think he will do well. In terms of defensive, probably I would. Lindelof, that cotton ball has to go. The guy is too soft. I'll take the risk and start Tuanzebe. Yeah.
You want Maguire said?
No, I'll probably start Tuanzebe and Bailey. I will start Tuanzebe and Bailey, Shaw and AWB, or either I'll play 3 at the back. And of course, to start in the goal, it will be nevertheless David De Gea, because Dean has a shaky performance yesterday. He has spilled the balls. He spilled the ball twice or 2 or 3 times, which one Firmino actually finished it. The other one, Fred was there to make a cover. But I think 2 or 3 times he spilled the ball. This is schoolboy error by a goalkeeper, a professional goalkeeper. Probably even in a lower division, you don't even see this sometimes. But that was a bad mistake by Dean. Not once. Once might be a mistake, but once, twice, he's got to work on it. Come back when he's done, when he's worked on it. So yeah, that would be my lineup for the Europa.
Danny, you wanted to add on Harry Maguire something, a statement or some special statement you were saving. So this is your chance now, your only chance now.
I forgot that I was rudely interrupted by Doc, but just want to reiterate the importance of Harry Maguire currently to our team. There's no, you can't say there's somebody who, okay, look at it this way, like you all say he's terrible, he's this, he's that. But in the same breath, you all will say United went on a 21 winning run, this run, that run. It was not done without the defense. So you can't have it both ways. You can't say Maguire sucks, but we are winning. So I'm just saying when it comes to captaincy, you need to put a bit of respect. Like you are saying, support Ole. He's made so much a mistake in the last 3, but you still say Ole in, we support Ole. Why can't we do the same for Maguire?
He's like our Colo Torre for Arsenal and Colo Torre for Liverpool.
He's don't compare all
He's
this
a very
rubbish.
defensive.
No.
He's very defensive.
No.
Maguire-
Somebody mute
Maguire-
Joshua, please mute Joshua. I don't know what he's talking today.
He's still bad, guys. He's still bad, He needs to.
No,
buck up,
Maguire needs
He
to
shouldn't
go.
be the
Maguire
lead.
needs to back
Yeah,
up.
he's not the lead defender. He needs someone higher,
Guys.
like a Ramos, someone to just
Yes, step in.
butt him up.
Guys. Untuk final ni, I still harapkan Maguire main dengan Lindelof. And Fred still masih lagi dekat defensive midfielder kita. Still
Fred
line
yang
up
mana?
sama.
Fred the Brazilian or Fred the mascot? I think Fred the mascot will perform better than Fred the Brazilian.
But I harap Fred tak buat mistake lah untuk final game ni. Next season.
Then you can harap all you
kita
want. That's not going to happen.
Sebab memang
That's not gonna
Ole
happen.
akan Smurf, memang Ole akan letak Frednya. Mesti akan letak Frednya. And
Yeah, that's
dia
the
is a
problem.
keeper lah.
When we put in Fred, we are basically handicapped. We're probably playing with 10 people on the pitch because he will do 1-2 good passes, but he will make a stupid error which cost the game for us. So this guy is useless, and I don't really see what Ole sees in him. I would. Yeah, even though Van de Beek is not a CDM, but I think I'll prefer to start Van de Beek or maybe even Matic for that matter. Or when the big starts and Matic coming in the second half, I think that would be be
I agree.
more
I
ideal.
agree.
Yeah.
Matic play the first
Yeah.
half and see how the situation is. I agree. I totally agree.
But final dia akan main. Fred akan main punya. Serious. Fred akan main final. Serious.
I'll be honest, I'd
He's
rather
still mine.
the mascot of Manchester United plays that game compared to Fred the Brazilian, man.
I really hope the Europa, our tactics is just score more than we let go lah. That's the only way we're
Look
going to
at it,
win.
the only reason we are in Europa because we got kicked out of the Champions League. Okay, that is a disgrace itself. That is, we are playing in a low standard and we are hyping up about a Europa League. We never did this during Sir Alex Ferguson's time. So for me, yeah, we are trying to hype Europa League as well. As high as Champions League, and we are talking about winning the Euro. I mean, if we can win the Europa League with the formation, I think this shouldn't be the topic. The topic should be we are going to win by how many goals. That should be the topic now.
Yes, correct. Okay, so we are
Because
at the
Europa
end
is the second tier.
we are at the end of the show. Chill, bro. I think you need to go for another jog where your jog should be 1 hour. But anyway, guys, good input from everybody. So, but one thing to all the United fans out there, let's stay united. Let's be positive. I know everyone is pissed off. Everyone got their points, but then let's keep it to be constructive, and then let's look forward to the finals. Let's be united for the finals. Let's win the finals. Like Smurf say, let's hantam them 5-0, 6-0, and then
How
let's
many are we
forget
gonna
about this Liverpool game. Let's forget about this Liverpool game. Okay, we'll see you guys in the next video. Okay, take care, everybody. Be safe.
All right.
Fred. Bye, Fred.